Hello everyone and welcome to another video of the Sky channel. So this video is going to be about Anthill enhancements so that you know what to focus on when you are in the island. Make sure to subscribe to our channel, join our Discord, and also follow us on Instagram so you always have the support that you need to really enhance your account and get yourself to the next level. Also, if you stick around until the end of the video, I'm going to show you how you can save a lot of money when you make in-game purchases by getting some amazing cashbacks each time you purchase anything. I want to start by giving a big shout out to Astrid, who is the admin of the Ants Underground Kingdom Discord, because she's the one who recommended this video. And I can tell you by the conversations I've had with her, she really cares about the community of the Ants Underground Kingdom and wants to make sure that the stuff that most people ask for is somewhere out there. So a big thank you to her, and I hope you all enjoy this, and I hope this is something that helps you grow stronger even as a free-to-play player in the islands. Okay, so first starting off, I think everyone knows you have the Anthill enhancements, you get enhancement resin. Enhancement resin is a little bit harder to get, and well, in the first time you go to the island, which is going to be building day anyway, you're going to have very limited amount of resin, but over time you end up getting a lot. As you can see right now, I have 81,000 collected because it's the end of the island, and now you have a bunch of extra resin, and I don't want to force myself to use too much so that I can save some for the next week's night show. Now, enhancements give a certain number of bonuses based on which building you're enhancing, and there are a certain number of buildings that actually have enhancements unlocked. Now, other than bonuses, they also give you honor, which is something that you probably are going to be looking really closely at in the beginning of the island because you really want to get 20,000 and 40,000 honor, and also gives you power, which is good for building day SVS. Okay, talking about the bonuses, you can see what's at offer here. The Queen is giving us attack of all soldier ants, defense of all soldier ants, and health of all soldier ants. Just by looking at this, you can probably tell this is obviously a very important enhancement, right? It's not mentioning only season ants, which would be the T12. It's saying all ants. This is a very important difference that you're going to notice as we move along. Then we go to the Guardian Ant Nest, Shooter Ant Nest, and Carrier Ant Nest. All three are fairly similar. The only difference is the class of the ants. Now, if you go to the bonuses that they offer, let's go to the Shooter one. Increases the T12 Shooter Ant hourly output, meaning you get more soldiers, which is absolutely important because that means more honor and more T12 soldiers to fight with. Increases the seasoned Shooter Ant healing speed, meaning you're spending less speed ups to heal them. And finally, reduces the cost of Shooter Ant healing. So you're spending less resources to heal them as well. This, of course, is very important as well because, as you can see, these are important bonuses that you probably want to invest in. Troop Tunnel. This is also pretty interesting because it gives you attack, defense, and health of all soldier ants in all troops, not just, let's say, Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3. It's talking about all troops, all soldier ants, not just season ants, every single ant. This by itself makes it a very, very good enhancement, but if you scroll down, it also increases the attack, defense, and health of just specifically Troop 1, Troop 2, and Troop 3. Basically everything other than Pro Unit. In other words, if it's a Pro Unit, you're only getting these bonuses that are at the top. If you're using Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, you're also getting these in addition to these ones at the top. So it's a very interesting one. It sort of balances out some of the impact that you might have from the Pro Unit. Although that being said, I still think Pro Unit is much better because there is a specific Pro Unit bonus as well that Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3 do not get, and we'll talk about that next. In addition to that, there is the benefit of the Raider class for the Pro Unit. So Pro Unit is still better. This sort of just is a little bit of a balancer, although it doesn't make it equal in my opinion. Now, interesting thing about the Troop Tunnel is that you cannot get it to maximum level unless you purchase the Season Development Plan. In fact, the resin that you get for this is actually available in the Season Development Plan for free as well, but you will not be able to max it out until you actually pay for this particular pack. So if you're a free-to-play player, you're going to be stuck at level 12 anyway, so might as well. Next, we go to the Alliance Center. increases the health of seasoned soldier ants, particularly seasoned soldier ants. Evolution fungi increases the attack of seasoned soldier ants, also particularly seasoned soldier ants. And then the entrance specifically increases seasoned soldier ants' defense. Special ant habitat, mutation flora, and the insect habitat increases all soldier ants' defense, attack, and health. Only while you are fighting for a fortress. So this benefit does not apply when you're attacking a tower, right? It's only when you're attacking a residence, a lair, a wonder, or the tree. That's when this bonus applies. So it is a little bit limited in its ability. You are not going to be getting this during battles on towers, which are probably going to be the primary place you're going to be fighting. Next up, the Pro Rally Center. This is what I was talking about before. Increases the attack, defense, and health of all soldier ants in your pro unit. Again, this applies only to the pro unit, as I mentioned before. So the troop tunnel that we were talking about before, it doesn't balance things out. You still have more bonuses in the pro unit. Then Rally Center 1, 2, and 3, they increase the destruction in your Unit 1, Unit 2, and Unit 3. Destruction is the amount of damage that you do when you attack a fortress. The higher the destruction, the more durability you take in a single attack. Now, let's take a look at the numbers, okay? So at Queen level 22, you're getting 30.8% attack, defense, and 12.2% health, which of course is amazing because it's all three and it applies to everything, season or not, fortress or tower, doesn't matter. It's always applicable. Really nice. And then if you go to the troop tunnel, the bonus you're getting for all soldier ants and all troops at level 12 is 20.2, 20.2, and 8.1. And at maximum level, you're looking at 42, 42, 16.8 for all troops. And then if you go specifically for Unit 1, 2, 3, 70, 70, 28. Now, in fact, at level 25, given this is 42, 42, 16.8, and Queen is actually 35, 35, 14, the troop tunnel actually gives more bonuses than the Queen. Surprising, right? Well, not really, because you have to pay for that, and this one is free. So it does offer pretty nice bonuses. Now, the Alliance Center, Evolution, Fungi, and Entrance, they also offer decent buffs. If you look at level 25, we're talking about 105% defense, 105% attack, and 42% health. Huge bonuses. The only thing is it's one stat per building. That's one thing, right? You have to upgrade 3 of them if you want bonuses in all 3 different stats. The second thing, which is actually the worst part, is that once you run out of T12 and you're looking at T10, these bonuses do not apply. Now, special ant habitat, mutation, flora, and insect habitat, decent bonuses again. We're looking at 105, but this one, although it's not specific to T12, it's specific to attacking fortresses. With the extremely long march times, I have really seen a lot of action in fortresses because of the fact that it takes so long to get your units back. People are not going to be sticking around for 12 hours fighting in fortresses. They'd prefer to just switch the fight to towers until the enemies run out, right? So that's where this limit comes through. Then pro unit, now it's specific to the pro unit, but it's giving you good stat bonuses for sure. 70% attack, defense, 28% health, again a good investment. Then destruction, all 3 are the same, 100% extra destruction once you get to 25. So now that we've covered that, let's start talking about how you want to be prioritizing these so that you get the maximum benefit. Well, first of all, there is another thing that I should mention for sure, and that is honor, right? When you start the island, you want to push for as much honor as possible for the minimum amount of cost of resin, because resin is hard to come by, especially in the beginning. Now, I know somebody has some sort of calculations, and I did hear them say that these 3 give the highest amount of honor for resin. I haven't verified this information, but anyway, you can check the amount of honor you're getting for your specific amount of resin that is costing. That should be one factor that you should look at, but at the same time, there are other very, very important considerations that might even be more important than just purely pushing these across to get the fastest possible 40k, because you don't want to be sacrificing everything else just to get 40k. First of all, it is stats. You definitely need to prioritize getting stats. Attack, defense, health of all soldier ants with the Queen for sure. Troop Tunnel and getting all those amazing bonuses for sure. Whatever level you can get it for free at any given time, push for that. It's important and it's giving you honor as well, so that's great as well. Shooter Ant Nest. You want to get more T12 shooter ants. You want to be reducing the cost of healing. Both of these are offered here. This is also something that I would be pushing for if you're a shooter main. If you're a carrier guardian main, switch to your specific class. Upgrade this because this gives you not only the honor of upgrading, which is good as well, but it also gives you more T12, which is amazing for war. It's amazing for honor. It's a must-have. Outside of that, I also prioritize these three. Since I'm a shooter, I focus on Alliance Center and Evolution Fungi first to get attack and health, and then a little bit on the defense as well, which is important. These Fortress ones, I don't prioritize that much, but when I really need a boost in my honor and all the others are too high level, I might just focus a little bit here. Pro Rally Center, another one that I really prioritize because I want to get those stat bonuses. Rally Center 1, 2, and 3, again, that's something I prioritize less, and I just use it in case I need a little bit of honor or SVS points. So to summarize, Queen is a priority. Shooter and Nest if you're a shooter, otherwise Guardian, otherwise Carrier. Troop Tunnel, definitely, it's using a different resource altogether, so it doesn't matter. You should definitely get it. Alliance Center, Evolution Fungi, both very important. And then the entrance as well, something you should be pushing for. And the Pro Rally Center. These are my priorities. I try to get them to level 18 as fast as possible. Now you may be wondering, why aren't all of them level 25? And why weren't they level 25 from the beginning of the island if these are so important? And the reason is simple. Go to my Shooter and Nest. Level 22, to make it level 23, I need 3,720 resin. Now, I'm going to go to the identical ant nest, which is Carrier. Same bonuses, same everything, same costs, but it's at level 8, right? So we'll see how much it costs. 540 resin to get to the next level. 3,720, 22 to 23, 540, 8 to 9. Now let's compare the bonuses. I'm getting 5 extra Carrier ant hourly output at level 8. Additionally, I'm getting 1% extra healing speed and 1% extra reduction in healing cost. So 5, 1, 1 for 540. Let's go to level 22 to level 23. 5, 1, 1. Do you see what's going on? As you level things up further, the cost increases significantly. However, the bonus increases linear. Technically speaking, for 511, I should be paying 540. Why am I paying 3,720 for the exact same bonus? And that's where it comes down to maximize your bonus. Don't shoot for Queen 25. You're going to run out of resin and you're not going to have your Shooter Ant Nest, your Alliance Center, Evolution Fungi entrance, and your Pro Rally Center upgraded because you just used up all of your enhancement resin on the Queen. However, if you were smarter about things and you just level them up to 18, you can have a lot of buildings at level 18 versus just one that's 25 and then you're out of resin, right? So the best thing to do is to level up several buildings, get to certain thresholds. My first threshold is 13, then 18, then 22, and then if I have extra, I'm going to go 25, right? But I want to make sure that these important buildings that I consider important, the 7 important ones that I mentioned, I try to make sure that they are leveling up threshold by threshold, right? I'm not going to go to 25 if there's one of them that's not 22. That's just my way of doing things because I think the cost-benefit analysis for the limited amount of resin you have, it's better to take a lot of buildings to higher levels with you to get good bonuses. And honestly speaking, unless you don't use Guardian and Carrier altogether, you can level them up to maybe just one tier below. So if everything else is 22, you can get it to 18. And you can do the same thing with these, right? It helps because sometimes you might fight at a fortress, so it might not be the most important, and same with the rally centers. The other reason to also level up pretty much all buildings to some degree is the fact that honor and power are cheaper at lower level upgrades. For example, Shooter Ant Nest 22 to 23 is giving me about 2,000 power and about 110 honor. Carry Ant Nest is giving about 40 honor and almost 720 power. So the power and honor comparison between these two, level 8 and level 22, extremely roughly you can say 22 is giving 3 times the benefit. But the cost, right, 540, 3,720, that difference is significantly higher than 3 times. It's looking closer to 7 times, right? So essentially there's a lot of different things to be considering when you are making these upgrades. Now I'm going to summarize everything I've said so far so that it is crystal clear what I'm trying to get to you. The Queen, the specific ant nest of your primary class, Troop Tunnel, Alliance Center, Evolution Fungi, Entrance, and your Pro Rally Center give you the maximum benefit when it comes to your bonuses. All the others have some benefit, however, it is significantly lower than the benefit you get from these 7 buildings. Now we're going to eliminate the Troop Tunnel because it uses a completely different resource. The other 6 should be leveled up fairly equally because as you level them up further, it gets more expensive for smaller benefit. But outside of these 6, the other buildings should not be completely ignored. The reason for that is honor and power. Power for your SVS, you want to hit 9 shells anyway. Honor to get 40,000 honor as fast as possible. So what you can do is that you can create these level tiers. Let's say tier 1 level 13, tier 2 level 18, tier 3 level 22, tier 4 level 25. So first thing you can do is that you can upgrade all buildings to the first tier, starting by the 6 that are the most important, of course, and of course Troop Tunnel wherever you can get it. Once all of them are level 13, that'll give you a pretty nice jump in power. You might get SVS 9 shell just by doing that. You'll probably get a bunch of honor as well, which is going to help with your 20k and 40k honor. Then what you do is level up the buildings that I mentioned, the 6 ones that are very important, to level 18. Meanwhile, the remaining ones can stay level 13. After that, you can start upgrading these 6 to level 22. That makes sure that you are taking at least the 6 important buildings with you fairly evenly, right? You're not prioritizing one, ignoring the others. It also makes sure that you did at least get level 13 on the other buildings, so you got a pretty nice jump in whatever stats they give for the cheapest possible price. And once you have it at 22, you can start making your decisions on whether you think it's more important to push for a little bit more honor or faster 9 shells, for example, or you want to start upgrading some of them to 25. And based on your decision, you'll either be upgrading the 6 most important ones to 25, or you'll be upgrading some of those level 13 ones to level 18. That's probably how I'd be managing this, and I think that's a good strategy for you to use. You are welcome to use your own strategy based on your experience and what you think is best. Just remember that lower levels give cheaper upgrades. So you don't want to keep some of your buildings at level 0 and others at level 25 because you are missing out on some cheaper upgrades, cheaper honor, and cheaper power. Also remember that some bonuses are very broad. The bonuses apply to everything while others are very specific, and that's something that some people don't know. The fact that this Alliance Center gives you health only for Seasoned Soul Giants, not for T10. So focus on the ones that you're going to be needing the most. Give them a little bit of a preference, right? If you want to keep everything leveling up around the same level, at least give the ones that are going to be the most beneficial for you a priority. So you level them up first and then you level the others, even if you're keeping all of them at the same level. And that's all I have for this video. Before you go, I want you to know that you can save a lot of money in the Ants Underground Kingdom using Aptoid with my promo code. Check out the video that I'm linking to this video, or you can click the top right of the screen. That'll take you to that video. It'll show you the latest promo code because it's going to be on the title of that video, and it's going to show you the process on how you can avail these bonuses. And keep in mind that there are a few changes. You may need to enter the promo code on checkout as well if you're prompted to do so, and you can only use my promo code 5 times every 30 days. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.